and welcome to the Chronicles of Yarnia, the podcast for Montclair's local yarn store. I'm Amanda, and today I'm coming to you with the last part of our Flax Light knit-along from fall of 2022. I finished Charlie's sweater during that knit-along. There was just one thing I had left to do, and that's block it. So it's been actually sitting around my house for a couple months, just until I found time to record this for you guys. So I'm going to take you through my steps of blocking the sweater because you've seen every other bit of it. So the first thing, I'll tell you what I have here. First I have Charlie's sweater. It's all finished. Ends are woven in, and it's ready to go. You can see it's not blocked, right? Like the some of the garter panel is puckering a little bit. Here, I'll come up closer. Yeah, so this is unblocked, right? You can see the garter panel is still puckering. There's a line down that panel where that was between my needles, right? When I was knitting using flexi flips. So that's why we block, to even out all of our stitches and make this a nice smooth project. So what do I have? I have Celebration soak wash. So soak in the scent Celebration. We have a lot of scents at Yarnia. You can use any mild detergent. Well, I often use baby shampoo, right? But any mild wool wash would be great. You need a towel, clean towel, one that is, a white or a color that's not going to transfer any dye to your project. If it's one that you've used for a long period of time, then it'll be fine. And then something to soak in. I often use my sink, or you can use a tub like this one. First thing I'm going to do is fill it up with some warm water. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to put in a little bit of soap wash, about a capful. There we go. Swish it around. The nice thing about soap wash is you actually don't have to rinse it out. If you're using shampoo or something like that, obviously you need to rinse it out. Next I'm going to take, and my water is pretty warm. This is knit out of a superwash fingering weight yarn, which can take a little bit of hot water. So that's what or warmer water, that's what I'm using today. So I'm squeezing my sweater, get all those fibers wet in here. And now I'm going to let it sit for about 10 to 15 minutes and really absorb water into the fibers. I'll be back. All right, now that my sweater's had a good soak, it's time to take it out, get the excess water out, and lay it flat to dry. So first, I'm going to lay out my towel, ready to put the sweater on. This is a kid's sweater, so I can go ahead and fold it in half, and that's going to be plenty big enough for Charlie's sweater. Now remember, I'm using soak wash, which does not require rinsing. If you're using a baby shampoo or a soap that does require rinsing, if you can read the instructions on the back, if it says to rinse afterwards, then you'd repeat this process with some clean water after you press the soap out of your sweater. But with soak, there's no need to rinse, so that's great. It saves me a little bit of an extra step. Okay, I can set my bucket to the side. I don't need my soak anymore, and I'll put Charlie's sweater flat on this towel. Now there's no need to get it perfect right now, because what we're going to do first is roll it up and squeeze out the excess water. You can notice I didn't twist or wring or like do anything that would stretch the fibers while it was in the water. All I did was press a little bit of that water out. Now we're going to press more out into this towel. So I'm rolling up the sweater like a burrito, and then I'm going to press on it to get excess water out. Now what I'm actually going to do is put it on the floor and stand on it. Just a minute. And I basically walk from one end, just little baby steps, one end to the other on top of the towel, which really presses the excess water out of Charlie's sweater. Okay, here we go. Here's my stomped sweater burrito. Okay, now the towel is pretty damp because all that water is now in the towel, and that can go to the side. And if Charlie's sweater was going to dry right here, then what I would do is lay it out just like this. I'm going to gently arrange this sweater in the shape that I want it to be. Right, I'm not pulling on it because this isn't a lace shawl that I need lace to open up. I'm just laying it flat and making sure there's no weird bumps. And that's all. And now I'm just going to leave it here to dry. In a house in the winter, it often dries, something like this might dry in less than a day because the air in my house is so dry right now with the heat on. But, you know, if you have a more humid environment or it's the middle of summer and you're not running air conditioning, then sometimes it can take a little bit longer. It just depends, but be patient. It's worth it. Wait till it's completely dry before taking it up and wearing it. Now, you'll notice since we are drying it flat, there are places here on the side where there will be a fold from that. If that bothers you, you can take a steam iron on the wool setting after it's done blocking, gently reshape the sleeves so that you can steam just that seam out, which I often do. I like a completely fold-free sweater. And I don't mind ironing at all. I love my iron. So that's one solution. If you don't like that seam, especially down the sleeve arm, you can always give it a little steam from a steam iron, and that'll take that fold right out. But basically, that's all about blocking a sweater. All there is to do is wait, and then it'll be ready to try on Charlie, ready for the playground. hope you've enjoyed this video and the whole Flax Light series. If you have, please like and subscribe down below, and we'd love to see you in some of our other videos. We publish the Chronicles of Yarnia podcast every 2 weeks. Our website is shopyarnia.com, and you can also follow us on Instagram or Facebook at Shop Yarnia. Bye!